And from Tempe, Taste the Tops, George Lindblom with DrinkinAZ. We have with us tonight Billy Apel from New Belgium Brewing, and we're going to be talking to Julie Meeker from Mother Bunch and Duncan Lee with the Dunk Tank. We have Billy Apel. Billy from New Belgium Brewing.
Yes, sir.
How you
That's
doing?
me. I'm doing great. This is our second stop of the Snapshot tour, and it's been a great turnout so far.
Tell us what the Snapshot tour is all about.
So it's just a fantastic way to, have a beer with somebody, but then also have that connection and that interaction. And we're actually going to have two different tours. We're going to have one on the East Coast, kind of the from Fort Collins down to the south, and then also the same from Fort Collins up to the Pacific Northwest. So we have one more stop for the night, but it's been a fantastic turnout.
Great. Where are you headed tonight?
We're going down the street to Boulders on Broadway.
Nice place.
To finish the night.
Yeah.
So
absolutely. Got Rob over there. Rob Knudsen.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's a great guy. And then over at Boulders tonight, we have about 5-6 beers on tap. So we'll have some fun over there. Yeah.
Excellent. So tell us a little bit about Arizona and New Belgium Brewing and how we fit for you guys. Because you guys, I mean, the van shows up and everybody's like in awe. You know? We like you guys. We're mad respect for New Belgium Brewing. So
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about how Arizona fits in for you guys in your game plan.
Yeah. So with Arizona, we're a very established market. With we came here in, I want to say, in '97, and with us as a brewery, we've been around since '91. Even though Jeff Liebisch started brewing in his basement back in 1986, we started New Belgium as a brewery in '91. So with Arizona, it's a must-win market for us. As in, we make sure that with Arizona, it's being taken care of. From specialty beers to fantastic events. We have a few events coming up. As a lot of people know, Tour de Fat it's actually the largest here in Tempe. It's October 4th this year, and last year we had about 15,000 people. But it's just one of those things. Kind of back to Arizona. It's one of those markets where it kind of follows the trends from California and Colorado. So
nice. What are some of the plans? Are you guys going to be taking part in the American Festival coming up?
Absolutely, yeah. And
what do you have canned?
We have Snapshot. We're going to have that canned, which it's actually a lactobacillus blended wheat beer, and it's going to be fantastic for the weather because it's going to be a little bit warm, and it's just a very refreshing. Nice citrus, kind of tart, sour wheat beer. We'll have Ranger IPA, which we have not really had out here in the Phoenix market. We'll have Fat Tire, of course, and then we'll have Shift, our pale lager.
Okay,
so we'll have all four of
Ranger
those.
Out here.
Yeah, we had it, or we tried it out in a 16-ounce can.
In the sampler.
Yeah, but
I've had it in the sampler only.
Was it canned? Was it canned?
No. You're right. Yeah.
So. Okay. We have a canned Folly Pack, which we're really excited about this year. So we'll have 4 different canned beers all year. So, yeah.
Awesome.
I'm looking forward to that. So.
Well, thanks for coming out, and we really enjoy your beer, and we enjoy you being a part of the Arizona brew scene. And, Billy, anytime you want to come on, just let us know.
All righty. I appreciate you guys.
All right.
Thanks. Have a good night.
Thank you so much, sir.
I said something about lactose. I'm a little lactose intolerant. Is that different? Probably is, right? Yeah.
No, it's not. Actually, if you are lactose intolerant, then lactose beer is going to, give you the shits. So there's no way around it,
No, well, there you go.
And in fact, I'm gonna go ahead and hoist a lactose beer right here. So cheers. So, Brew Gear. Let's talk about Brew Gear for just a second. Home and small batch brewers don't need to look any further anymore for locally owned and operated equipment from Brew Gear, brewgear.com. They offer a full range of kettles, fermenters, and systems from 5-gallon all the way up to 7-barrel. Brew Gear sells directly to the customer, allowing you to get the highly engineered system of your dreams at an affordable price. Find them on the internet at brewgear.com. So now we have, sliding in with us here, we have Rob Fulmer. Rob from the Arizona Craft Brewers Guild, the executive director. How are you doing today, Rob?
Oh, pretty good. Pretty good.
Are you like racking up the mile? Have you blown your car up at this point, or what? I mean, you've been all over the state,
Well, I am the state director, so I should be all over the state.
right?
That's my job.
So every time I check, you're somewhere different. So Rob, tell us a little bit about your job as Arizona director of the Craft Brewers Guild, and then if you can give us any tidbits, anything going on, any festivals coming up, things like that, we'd like to hear it.
Sure. My job is to represent the craft breweries of Arizona, both with public relations, legislatively, and then functionally, I mean, to get them to communicate. You're looking at people who have started small businesses that, you know, they know what they're doing. They're selling every beer they make at this point. It's a growing scene. So my job is to sort of harness what they've done and sort of put it collectively towards, you know, Arizona beer is local, it's fresh, it's delicious, and this is the next thing, is delicious beer near you. It will grow with you.
What do you think about the craft brewing scene in Arizona as a whole, and where do you see it being in the next couple of years at the rate that it's growing right now?
Well, I think it's done a tremendous job, but you have to remember we have one of the largest metro areas in the country in terms of population, but it's also very large and spread out. So as we live in Arizona, so too will the craft beer scene grow.
Mm-hmm.
We've got a large metro area, we have some smaller rural areas, but we don't have the concentration of small cities like other states do. If you know, we have, I believe, 90 towns and cities in Arizona over a very large footprint. I mean, it takes us several hours to cross the state. If you go to some place like Massachusetts, there's probably 400 cities, and you could probably put 3 or 4 Massachusetts.
So is that a good thing or a bad thing for the scene?
Well,
or a challenge?
It's a good thing because there's a lot of space to grow in. There's a lot of, you know, there's a tremendous amount of opportunity. You know, I will be the first to say that we lag in several areas, but we excel in other areas too. So,
what areas do we excel in?
Well, I mean, we've got all of our beers in state. It's all of our treasures exist here, and we have a very strong tourist market. So people should come here to enjoy the beer, and you know, we've got people to, you know, we're a tourist state in general, so that's working in our favor.
Right. I got to tell you that the Strong Beer Festival was amazing. It was just a fabulous time, and everybody was enjoying themselves, and the time spent beginning, you know, pre, during, and post was amusing all in its own right.
Sure. So we had the most successful one to date.
About 6,000 people, right?
6,000 people, over 120 breweries, I think 320 some odd choices. We went from 1 football field full of beer to 2 football fields full of beer. To me, we need to sort of pare it down and make it more quality focused. I mean, there's just so many beers out there. We had some issues here and there. In general, everyone was happy with it, but you know, I'm never going to be satisfied till I die.
Well, from what
because I really want it to be the best experience for everybody, and you know, we've got some challenges, but most people didn't see all the issues that I'm personally invested in. I want it to be best for everybody that I know, and overall, it was a great festival. I think. Across the board, we had those kinds of comments.
From what I saw, it was, you know, nothing but thumbs up. I didn't see anybody having a problem. There was no fighting. There was no. Duncan, you were there. Did you? I didn't see anything negative going on. I saw some amusing things at the end with some people, you know, puking their brains out and stuff like that. But that just goes with the territory.
I'm almost wondering, with 2 football fields full of beer, does
Uh-huh.
that mean that there's going to be double the pregnancies? Because
We don't actually track that stat.
You know what? One thing that we did walk away wondering was, have you thought about extending the hours, or is that something that you're mandated by the city on? Because we kind of thought that maybe people were pounding beers a little too fast in order to get all their tickets in, and that maybe if you stretched it out a little more, it might make for a more relaxed setting a little bit.
It's a delicate balance. There's some people that really literally take Strong Beer Festival to mean the strongest beers available, and for those people, we limit the tickets. But in my mind, it's strong character, strong flavor. It also means strong ABV occasionally. But we need to have a lot of choices for different types of people. I can tell you that I met with the event committee on Monday, and we decided to increase the VIP hours by a half an hour. So it will be an hour and a half, which is
So opening it half an hour earlier?
for the VIPs, yes.
Okay.
It's a difficult situation when you have literally beers. If you went and picked the highest ABV beers, and you're not a 300-pound person, you're going to be in some trouble. And with respect to the comments about people being a little bit over the top, that's my name is on that liquor license, and that's very disturbing to me. So it's a balance that even if it's a handful of people or one person, or that's something I think about weeks in advance of that, and I guess I'm going to think about that in my dreams tonight.
I understand how you agonize over that, but at the same time, you got to remember that people are adults, and they have free will, and they're going to do what they're going to do.
Sure, sure, but
so,
it's a legacy of which will be now 15 years that I need to maintain and curate. So it's important to me.
Okay, well, I guess I'll go on the record then and saying my suggestion might be to somehow increase the length of the program itself without increasing the volume of beer consumed, if that is any way possible. Give people. Is there a way of building some recovery?
Well, you're asking me to
building some
either
recovery time?
you're asking me to make it either a race or a marathon, and I'm not sure where I lie on that yet. So, well, I mean, it's certainly up for consideration.
Right. All right. So, how does it feel to not be the president of ASH anymore?
Well, it's a little weird, but I've got plenty of things to occupy my time, and I'm still very involved with ASH. I just met with them a little while ago,
Okay.
so I just everything I did with ASH and everything I'm doing with the Guild is in line with my personal beliefs that that beer is local, and I really want to have our beer culture succeed, and it involves both parts, the homebrewing community and also our own community with the craft beer community.
Well, you know what? I could say this. You're definitely like a treasure to the community, the craft brewing community. You're somebody who we all look up to, and we're very happy to have you in whatever capacity. So it's great to see you out here having a beer tonight, Rob, and I want to thank you and have you come on some other time.
I'm always available, and I'm always happy to talk about Arizona beers. And everything that I do. When I was with ASH, I was representing 500 people or more, and I'm representing less people, but I'm representing industry. So anything that you say about me is a reflection of the great communities that we have, and I only hope to not ever let them down.
Awesome. We'll keep up the good work, and we'll see you next time here on DrinkinAZ.
Sure.
Have a great night.
Thank you.
All right, so we're here at Tops Liquors. Tops Liquors is a great place. Let me tell you why. They have over 2,000 wines in stock from all over the world, over 2,000 spirits, huge selections of rum, tequila, cognac, vodka, scotch. I mean, I'm talking hundreds of each variety. And don't forget the beer. The beer is the king here as far as DrinkinAZ goes. And there's over 1,000 to choose from. In Taste the Tops, this little bar that we're at right here, which is adjacent to Tops Liquors. We have 25 bottles of beer on tap, 25 different varieties of beer on tap, I should say. Unparalleled customer service. They have sales tops that change rapidly, so you got to come in here all the time and see what's going on. They have things up to 50% off. So come into Tops, you won't want to leave. And from Taste of Tops in Tempe, DrinkinAZ with Julie Meeker, Mother Bunch, a.k.a. Mother Bunch from Mother Bunch Brewing. How are you doing tonight, Julie?
I'm doing awesome.
Awesome. So it's been a while since we talked, and I know that your brewery is a thing in process, and we were talking about you during our last segment with Greg and Matt and your awesome historic building.
Oh, it's a beautiful building.
Yeah, and talking about your
We did not find Jimmy Hoffa when we cut up all the concrete. Yay!
Are you done cutting?
We are, and it's all been hauled away. We're ready to start laying some pipe.
Nice. Lay that pipe, baby.
Lay that pipe, baby.
All right.
Do you hear
So,
that, honey?
note to home. We're looking at June, and you wouldn't commit to a day in June.
Yeah,
Sometime in June.
We're shooting for
The moon
it'll
in
be
June.
hot out.
It'll be hot out.
It'll be hot out.
And what kind of beer do you think you'll be serving at that point?
Well, we have that great pale ale. We'll probably do the whiskey porter.
You should do the whiskey porter. That's amazing beer.
I love saisons.
Yeah.
Saisons are so much fun because there's an infinite combination of things that you can do with it. We just
Right.
did one with rose hips.
Nice.
Very, very tasty. Yeah. Holly has a lot of recipes she'd like to do with stouts.
Okay, so let's back up just a little bit. We got Holly Aguilera, and we have William Hampton. So Holly is the chef, and
Yes.
William is the brewer, right?
Yes. I am.
And you collaborate
still
as
the
the
collaborationist.
right. Absolutely, yeah. I mean, it's your place, and you're going to have a lot of input as far as the beer goes. How do you see Mother Bunch being different from any other place?
Well, number one, I'm so excited about being a part of the renaissance of downtown Phoenix.
Right.
I managed a artist studio down there in the early 90s, back when the sidewalks pretty much rolled up at 9 o'clock. There
Right.
was nobody downtown. It was like a ghost town.
Before First Friday and all that?
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, these guys that were artists in the building that I managed were the ones who started Art Detour and Art Link and the whole First Fridays concept, and it's really fun to see it all come to fruition now.
Nice. And what kind of food can we expect over at Mother Bunch?
Not your standard pub fare. We have some great stuff. In fact, it was kind of funny. Holly the other day was saying that she went through my entire Facebook wall posting to see everywhere I'd been and then looked up their menus, and she's like, all they have is burgers, pizza, and wings. She's like, we're not doing that. We're going to have some really good stuff. She just made duck pastrami the other day.
Oh, wow.
And no one can steal that idea. The duck pastrami is awesome.
Are we allowed to air that?
I guess.
Duck pastrami. You heard it here first. So that's a Mother Bunch original. If anybody tries to steal it. So tell us a little bit more about the beer and just what you have planned.
It's the whole atmosphere. It's going to come together. Everything. It's not just the food. It's not just the beer. It's the community. It's about being a part of the Garfield neighborhood. It's about extending.
What's the Garfield neighborhood all about?
It's on the edge, actually, of Phoenix. So it's one of the up and coming. We have some great places there already in Garfield. The Welcome Diner.
Carly's.
Carly's is actually on Roosevelt Row.
Is that part
So
of?
they're on the other side.
Oh, okay.
In the Evans Churchill neighborhood.
Oh, okay.
We were all excited. They just came out with the new Roosevelt Row directory, and we're in it. So I
Nice.
was like, Steve Martin, the phone book is here. The
Right,
phone
and
book
you're
is
already
here.
part of the Arizona Craft Brewers Guild.
Absolutely.
Yeah?
That was one of the first things we did. We joined Local First Arizona. We joined the Craft Brewers Guild. So many people out there are supportive and helping us find our way in establishing this business, because definitely as a engineer, it's my first time.
Right. Well, it's not. I mean, engineer who built the Arizona Cardinals
didn't
Stadium.
build it,
You
once
designed
again.
the thing from the ground up with
I
the
did not
rolling
design
out
it from the ground
fields
up.
and all that stuff.
You know, that is a really. I got to ride it though the first time with my. Too bad we're not on TV, huh? I have an awesome pageant wave. It was like riding a parade float.
Does that thing go like a half a mile an hour?
I would say about that. It's 700 feet that it goes, and it takes about an hour to move it in. And they
That's
have
less
to
than that.
they have
Yeah.
to stop halfway because the cord isn't long enough. So they have to unplug it and plug it back in.
Really?
Yep.
Wow, that's crazy.
Well, that's as far as electricity can run, because of the resistance.
That sounds so much like Bill Bidwell. It's not even funny.
Well, I've got a heck of a pageant wave too, but
Yeah.
Yes.
that's for a different.
So-
Elbow,
so-
wrist, wrist.
And I want you to stay with us here, Duncan.
Yes.
I think it's time for the dunk tank.
I think so.
What do you have going on tonight, Duncan?
Well, obviously with this podcast, it's all about Arizona craft beer
Right?
and the journey that everybody's on. And as I said the last time in our last podcast, it's my own silly little journey through here as well. So this week I've had the great opportunity to go to the Sleepy Dog Brewery.
Uh-huh.
And the
Sleepy Dog, yeah.
Yeah, the Sleepy Dog is over there on 1920 East University. Now, the funny thing is about that is the internet, which I believe everything on the internet, says 1921. But 1921 is on the right side. So as I'm driving there, I'm looking on the right side. And I have a tendency to drive like a drunk old Korean woman. Couldn't find
So
it.
do I.
So, unfortunately, I couldn't find it. So then I saw it on the corner of my eye, and I turned around and I almost crashed into somebody. And I was like, "I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry." It was pretty bad. But when I was there, I met Nick, who's a brewer, and also met Anthony as the brand manager.
Uh-huh.
And they went ahead and took me on a tour, and they run a 10-barrel system. And so, with what I've gleaned so far from everyone, I only sounded slightly off. But it was good. They took me around. I took some pictures, which hopefully may hit Facebook.
Did you get any cute bartender chicks?
No.
Every
No.
time you go to a brewery, I say, take a picture of the cute bartender chick behind the bar.
He was a man, George.
You've yet to get one.
He was a man. So,
I hate to say this.
Yeah?
Are we on the air?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Well, maybe I shouldn't then. We were talking with this guy about a point of sale system, and he
Uh-huh.
was like, "Don't hire your servers for their brains. Hire them for their boobies."
It's a show as much as it is anything else, right?
yes.
Yeah.
And so the show is really cool because,
So you've been out hitting the sausage fest.
well, no, what I've been doing is
When are you going to
visiting
get
all
us some
these
women?
wonderful places like Sleepy Dog Brewery on 1920 East
Right,
Broadway.
right?
And so they took me on the tour, and he showed me all the tanks, and, they use city water.
Okay,
So I thought that was interesting.
right. They
The
have a
other-
big RO system and everything to deal with that.
Yeah, it was. And also found out that they use their yeast sometimes up to 10 times.
Right.
So, and then in my knowledge acquiring, I guess there's 11 gallons, and they take about 8 gallons and then transport it into another tank or something.
Uh-huh.
So I just thought that was neat to learn a little bit more about that.
Okay. I
So-
think you might be a little bit off on your measurements there.
I probably am.
I don't think they're working 11 gallons.
Well,
That's more like
I've been
what I do
told
at
all my
house.
life this is 8 inches. So.
Well, 11 something.
Awesome.
So, but I'm, like I say, it's a learning in progress.
Right?
But I do have a sponsor for the dunk tank.
Yeah?
I do. It's a great company. It's called the Snip and Clip Salon.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So basically, you can go there and get a haircut and a vasectomy at the same time.
Ah.
So I haven't.
It's only a one-time deal.
Yeah. No repeat customers. So I have a meeting next week, our appointment. So we're gonna go ahead with that. No, not really. But then I had my first kill lifter
Yeah?
at Fort McDowell,
Right?
and I thought, well, I could bring that up on the dunk tank because that's
Absolutely. That's
Pretty darn
Arizona
good.
beer. Yeah.
And but first we went to dinner and went to the buffet, and we had crab and we had prime rib, and I had to bring this poor lady up. I call her the crab lady because she's a little bigger than me, and she had platters full of crab, full.
Yeah.
And the floor had all these crab parts. She was literally cracking and throwing them on the floor. It was really, really bad.
The crab lady.
The crab lady. But
Yes.
the worst thing about that is she had a red bag. And she not only was taking crab and eating it, but then she'd take whole ones and just stick them in her bag. So I guess that was a to-go bag or something.
Oh, wait, so this is the customer?
Yeah.
I
Oh,
thought
yeah.
this was like the waitress.
No, no, this was one of the customers at the buffet, and she was getting those to go, I guess. Maybe as a toothpick, I'm not sure. But, my wife, she says, "Get in my belly."
In my belly.
Get in my belly. So that was interesting. But just finally, just the fact that even historical information, in which...
What do you got? What do you got here?
Well,
You going to school us on beer?
yeah, like that could happen. But what I do know is that we were talking about Fritz Maytag.
A man who I believe sat in this chair that you're sitting in right now.
And I didn't even know that because
Yeah.
I was looking up Anchor Steam Brewery.
Uh-huh.
Of course, in San Francisco, 1849.
Big deal.
And,
Hey, I can take you back before that.
well, my paper
Before
says
1849?
1849.
Yes.
So.
Mother Bunch is a character
Oh,
in a
Mother-
17th
Mother Bunch in
century
the house
jest
here.
book.
Oh,
Yes.
Back
What?
when women used to be the brewers.
well, I found out with him, he bought that place. It was in 59. So 45 years of brewing.
Right.
And then to find out that he's a friend of Greg Eccles.
Yeah?
I mean, it just
Who
brings
doesn't
it all
Greg
around.
know?
Huh?
Who doesn't Greg know?
Well, yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. So it was just amazing how even this off the wall, just doing some digging, how it still comes back to the taste of Tops and Tops Liquor.
Absolutely.
The best place to buy anywhere.
Right. Cheers.
So that's what I found out with the dunk tank this week is just to, it's the journey. It's meeting all these awesome people and, talking with Mother Bunch and then earlier meeting Billy with New Belgium. So
Yeah.
and then you corrected me on my spelling.
You're spelling.
So
Where?
for the for the tap list, Belgian.
Oh, Belgian,
Yeah.
and
So
Hefeweiser. Yeah, that was not good.
That's something in a German car that you put down when the sun is shining
Yeah,
in
you're
your
right.
eyes.
Yeah. The visor.
The Hefeweiser.
Right.
so not only did I learn a little bit on spelling, but as well as everything else. So that's what I have for the dunk tank, and who knows? After the snip and clip, I may need a new.
That looks like a school picture.
It
And
does.
then
It does.
Take a picture of that picture right there.
I
please.
got a picture taken, and it's the only one of me that I don't look like Jabba the Hutt. So
You're liking that picture. It's a good picture of you.
I'm gonna give it to
It
my wife
is.
so she can throw darts at it
Absolutely.
or attach it with the divorce. You never know.
All right. And thanks to William Billy Apel and Julie Meeker from Mother Bunch and Duncan Lee with the Dunk Tank. This has been a great episode of Drinkin' AZ from Taste the Tops in Tempe. Until the next time, later.